You know?
It's a really creative way. It started dawning on me what the title Parasite meant. Where you start realizing oh shit, the family are fucking parasites.
Yeah. Well, I see this. So there's the first scene. They say kind of their basement and apartment has been infested by insects of stink bugs.
Yeah.
And so there's the literal parasite, and then they've kind of come in, which
that's not.
No, and it's wrong to equate the poor to insects, but
no, it's not. I mean, no, for the sake of making the argument that
for the
the rich people in the movie are making
the rich people do see them
doesn't mean
as
you're
insect. The rich people can see that of we have an infestation.
Yeah, I mean, people use the terminology infestation to have all sorts of racist, anti-Semitic. I mean, you pick it. That terminology has been weaponized, dating, forever, and it still is to this day.
Yeah. Well, I see that as the term parasite. It's very much like how the rich kind of view this poor family, but if we look at Bong Joon-ho's other work, he's very clearly anti-capitalist, very
it's just funny because as it was happening I was like, it's another one of Greg's anti-capitalist movies. I love this movie though. This movie is fantastic.
Great, but
it's just interesting. It's not a knock. You took that negatively. I mean
no, I'm not taking it negatively.
It's interesting how they sort of I feel like this theme now has been driven home.
Yes.
A lot.
But
maybe it's a reflection of the times that we're in.
It's 100% a reflection of the time. This was the best picture winner of this kind of anti-rich, anti-capitalism movie. Was the best picture winner last year. Look at all the other movies that came out. You had Joker. Yeah. An extremely anti-capitalism movie.
I saw that as yes, but it's more so on the mental health side.
Fine, but there's a very rich versus poor.
Sure.
Rich versus poor has been very present.
Allocation of priorities.
Yeah. Yes. When we had Sorry to Bother You, which it didn't come out last year, it came out in 2018.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Us. Us is Jordan Peele. It's another movie that came out last year. I mean, there are literally so many examples of last year. And we are kind of in this, filmmaking-wise, just in general, we have this ongoing theme throughout maybe the last 3 years of the rich are the bad guys now.
Why do you think that is? From the cynical business angle standpoint, because we know this is all about money.
Just straight up.
Are people just trying to are these studios trying to sell the proletariat something to rally behind?
Maybe they know the people who are really into movies, who are going to be reviewing these movies, are people like me who don't like big businesses, who aren't the biggest fans of rich people. And I also think it's just they know that there are so many, there are so many people struggling right now, and we see so many rich people just pretty much living their best lives ever.
Yeah.
That is the type of movie we want to see. We don't want to see a movie where,
I agree, but I'm saying there's also something fucked up about that, which is these big businesses that are powering these movies are oh, show them this. Meanwhile, we're doing this.
No, you're exactly right.
I mean,
there's a fucked business end of it.
We're currently living in a world where they still can't pass a fucking coronavirus stimulus package.
Yeah.
Because you have Nancy Pelosi on one end and Mitch McConnell on the other, who are both
useless,
who are both pieces of shit, laughing on camera. We're a little delayed on when these come out, but just this week it was you had Mitch McConnell who was doing a debate against the person running against him. He's literally laughing, and then you have Nancy Pelosi losing her shit because she's fighting, trying to basically not accept a deal that the Republicans are providing, because, you know, whether it's a good deal or not, it's like nothing. She's not going to allow anything to happen before the election.
Yeah,
because it can't be a good reflection on Trump. So it's just like,
no, you're right, and it is all just like we don't want to see rich people as the good guys anymore. I don't think people want to see that. I think that the studios know that. Whatever, like, the studios had personal opinions on it probably doesn't matter. They know that if this is the movie, if that's the message that people are going to go to theaters to and give us their money for, then that's the type of movie we're going to put out.
It's just like, I feel like it misses the mark when it's just like, so what are we saying? Like, that any sort of ambition is bad? Like, that's a false narrative too. So it's just like, you're just like, oh, look at this evil family who, like, wants their son to do well in school. Like, give me a break. Like, go after the actual, like, go. And I love this movie, but I'm just saying, generally speaking, like, give me a break, dude. Like, this is the evil family.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about, like, the real higher ups that are fucking running shit.
I think that's what great is about this movie is, like, this. The Park family is not evil.
No,
they're not evil by any means.
I mean, the father's a douchebag. I would not hang out with that guy.
No, the dad is.
He's clearly like just a Wall Street bro. Like, yeah.
But what I say about, like, this movie, I brought up, like, Sorry to Bother You, which we did another video on. So if you're late to the party, check that out. But Sorry to Bother You kind of offers solutions to maybe the problem and kind of focuses the anger towards the right people. Yeah, I mean, their solution is kill your boss. But kind of focuses it towards the right people. While this movie this movie is more just about anger.
Yes.
This is a very angry movie.
It is.
And anger is not always directed at the right people.
True.
And it's not angry at, I'm in this bad situation and it's this guy's fault. It's, I'm angry because I'm in this situation and this guy's indifferent to it. And I said it in my breakdown, and I'll say it, like, Mr. Park's crime is not that he's actively trying to harm people. His crime is his indifference, is the fact that he doesn't care.
I don't even know that indifference is the right word.
Or the entire Park family, they go out of their way to just not see the problems. Or they go out of their way to be specifically ignorant.
I don't know. They're being duped into thinking, like, someone has tuberculosis. Like, not for nothing, like, yeah, you need to protect your family and not have someone, maybe you don't throw her out on the street. Like, maybe if you're rich, you get her fucking cared for.
Right.
You know, so that, for sure. But, like, I don't know. I'm very, you know, I always, like, I feel like I can sniff out motive sometimes. Right. And I'm just like, something feels fishy with all these things. And I think it's just simply put that, like, you have big business behind these pictures.
Yes.
And it's like, you're selling me Diet Coke, but it's got fucking chemicals in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it smells awful a little bit.
I gotcha.
It's a great fucking movie, though. I really enjoyed this. This is my favorite one we've done so far. As far as a movie is concerned, obviously Sopranos, like,
you can't Sopranos.
But I think this is the best movie so far.
We also have to remember that this movie, it's Korean, it's not American. So if it was American, maybe, like, they would have made Mr. Park some job where he is actively, like, you know, destroying poor families. You know, this is a different culture.
They never really explain his job. It's just like he does.
It's ambiguous, but he's an architect.
Really? Okay, so I missed that. I thought it was like telecommunications or...
No.
They have that one...
They might have made him like a stockbroker or some real scummy job in an American version. I don't know, like, if Korea really has that, like, major corporations or... I mean, I'm sure they do. It's kind of a universal theme throughout everybody.